Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Olivia Chapman, I'm from PRS for Music. There's a couple of people I'd like to introduce you to. Mark Lawrence, who's the Director of Membership and Rights, Paulette Long, who's our Deputy Chair at PRS, and also Jonathan Simpson, who's the Camden Music Czar. They're all going to say a few words, and then we're going to have a Q&A with the guys. So, yeah, let's enjoy, and well done. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm delighted to welcome you all here today for the unveiling of our 11th PRS and Music Heritage Award. I'm Paulette Long, Deputy Chair of PRS and Music, which represents over 90,000 UK songwriters, composers and music publishers, collecting royalties on their behalf and allowing them to earn a living from the music they create and the music that we all enjoy. The PRS and Music Heritage Award congratulates and recognises venues up and down the country that have witnessed the origins of the nation's best loved and iconic music talent. It is especially a privilege to be here in Camden amongst local businesses, politicians, journalists and friends in an area of the UK that is renowned for its music and dedication to promoting British talent. We are indebted to venues like the Jazz Cafe, who have given Faithless, and artists like them the chance to perform when they were just a small note on the musical scale of greatness. Our country, has an incredible musical heritage and has given the world so many fantastic bands, iconic groups that have put British music very firmly on the international map. But even the biggest, most successful bands have to start somewhere. And without doubt, the world-famous Jazz Cafe is a brilliant venue to start your musical career. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to hand you over to Councillor Jonathan Simpson, who is Camden's Music Czar. Oh, I love that title. And Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be here as the Deputy Mayor of Camden. I moved to Camden 20 years ago, and I did so when I went to university at UCL, predominantly because I just love Camden's music scene. I didn't want to be anywhere else in the country but Camden. I think that's what happens every day. You see young people throughout the world, Brazilians, every single culture from the world coming to Camden because of its global reputation of music. I like to think of this area being the heart of music in Great Britain and probably the world. I think we really are the number one destination for music. We've got over 60 music venues, which every day of the week you can hear every single type of music, from electronic music to rock and roll music, absolutely every type of music you could ever want to hear. And to be here today to acknowledge the fantastic work, the millions of records that Faithless have sold, and the fact that they started out here in Camden at the Jazz Cafe is absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really proud of them. I can say that I've had many a night listening to them myself in my youth and recently too, but that's another story which I won't go into now. But I'm really, really proud of you guys. You've done so much for British music around the world. When I mentioned on Facebook that I was going to be coming here today, literally friends from America, Australia were so excited and just wanted to be here with me. So just well done. It's an absolutely brilliant achievement and we're really proud of you.
I'm not Jonathan, I'm not Paulette, so I must be Mark. Thank you all for joining us this morning to honour a very important group, a vital venue and historically important corner of musical London. In the late 80s, I was one of many people across the world whose head and heart was turned 180 degrees by house music. All of a sudden, there was a fresh sound, a unique movement, and sounds that truly pushed musical boundaries. By a small group of artists from both sides of the Atlantic, the writers and performers were usually faceless. All you saw was the glow of a turntable light, a DJ in the shadows, and perhaps a laser beaming across the dance floor. That all changed when Faithless emerged. Not only did their music inspire and elevate, but their emergence as one of the best live acts in the world took dance music to another level. Suddenly, we were allowed to be pogoing in a field at the V Festival or at Brixton Academy next to a gang of indie kids beaming from ear to ear. The barriers were down, the cliques were broken, and ironically, God was no longer a DJ. Big success in the dance community can be bittersweet. The tracks your heroes were playing exclusively in clubs are suddenly heard everywhere, in bars, shops, cafes, on the radio, and on TV. What was once an underground preserve for a few becomes the property of many. Throughout their ascendancy and massive popularity around the globe, Faithless have remained authentic, at the edge, and ultimately very real to all who follow them. We will look back at the band as talented risk takers who wanted to make the music that they wanted to hear and push the boundaries of live dance music. Faithless touched a generation and defined a genre. So, to commemorate where Faithless played their first gig in 1996, it gives me enormous professional and personal pleasure to unveil later the PRS for Music Heritage Award plaque here at the legendary Jazz Cafe Camden. Well done.